When the summer sun pushes the thermometer past 90 degrees, almost nothing beats the instant relief of an ice-cold, fruit-flavored popsicle. You might assume a commercial product this ubiquitous came from a corporate test kitchen, carefully engineered by food scientists in white lab coats. The actual inventor didn't have a degree, a lab, or even a driver's license. Instead, he was just an 11-year-old kid, and his name was Frank Epperson. And he created an entirely new category of dessert simply by forgetting a cup of sugary water on his front porch. We tend to credit highly calculated genius for our favorite inventions. In this case, we owe it all to a mundane childhood mistake. The year is 1905, and we are looking at the bustling streets of San Francisco, California. At the time, pre-packaged commercial sodas were largely unavailable to the average kid. If you wanted a sweet drink, you bought the dry ingredients and mixed them at home. Young Frank was doing exactly that, stirring sweet fruit powder into a glass of tap water. This diagram shows his basic setup. Notice the crucial tool resting inside the glass, a simple wooden stirring stick, planted right in the center of the liquid. He was mixing his drink out on the porch when a dog started barking nearby. Frank turned his head to look. Then he ran off to see what was happening, leaving his glass sitting right there on the railing. That tiny distraction meant a glass of flavored water, perfectly anchored by a piece of wood, was left entirely exposed to the elements. San Francisco is usually famous for its mild, temperate weather, but that particular evening, a freak cold front moved in. As this timeline and thermometer show, the temperature plummeted over the next few hours, hitting a record low for the area. Looking inside the cup as the temperature drops, the sugary liquid freezes completely solid, encasing the wooden stick in a dense block of ice. The next morning, the wind died down. Frank stepped out onto the freezing porch and spotted his forgotten glass. He reached out and grabbed the wooden handle protruding from the top, braced the glass with his other hand, and yanked upward. With a loud pop, the frozen liquid broke free from the glass, sliding out in one solid piece. Frank tasted it. The sweet fruit flavor was trapped perfectly in the ice, and the wooden stirrer made a convenient handle to keep his hands clean. A specific powder recipe, a simple wooden stick, and a highly unusual freeze resulted in a completely novel treat. Frank grew up, but he never forgot the accidental discovery he made on his childhood porch. This graphic shows his initial attempt to brand the invention. He combined his last name, Epperson, with the word icicle, creating the Epsicle. He began making these Epsicles for his own children years later. His kids loved the dessert, but they completely rejected his branding. As this graphic displays, they preferred to name it after their father, combining pops with icicle to give us the popsicle. Today, companies manufacture and sell billions of popsicles around the world every single summer. The next time you make an error or walk away from a project by accident, remember Frank Epperson. Sometimes the right mistake is exactly what you need to invent something brilliant.